Because Julio wasn't here. What's up, everybody? Today we will be reviewing Shin Godzilla. Godzilla Resurgence in America. It's his revival after 12 years? 14 years? 2004. 12. Someone do math.
12 years.
12. There you go. 12 years. He's back. And Godzilla. And he's mean. Was he mean? he looked more confused than mean.
I think he was just bored. He was just bored. They bothered him. They bothered him. That's what happened. That's what happened.
This is going back to the original take on Godzilla, where it's just him, no monsters, no fighting. It's just basically how the Japanese government would react to a Godzilla situation in nowadays. Mm-hmm. It is still nuclear. It's nuclear waste that brings it back. When the Japanese people were dumping nuclear waste in the ocean, he ate the nuclear waste, and he evolved into Godzilla.
To Kermit the Frog.
He starts off kind of like a tadpole. He has no arms. He has little teeny legs. And his neck kind of flops around. We call it his Muppet transformation.
Yeah, he's blind. He has gills.
We don't know if he was blind or he was just kind of flopping around like a fucking fish out of water.
He was something.
And that's supposedly his second transformation. You don't see anything else. And then next thing you know, it's his fourth transformation, which is
the third one.
No, you can see the third one.
What was the third one?
When his arms start coming up. When he stands
that's
up.
right. He got legs. He had T-Rex legs.
Yeah, and then he went in the water.
When you look at him, there's a...
I mean, it's your same take on Godzilla, but they have subtle differences in between the original Godzilla and this, which I kind of like. I kind of dug it. I kind of dug how weird it was. Because it started off very, very fucking weird.
I think it was more of a realistic approach to it, the way the government handled it. Meet and conference and conference.
Oh
and
boy,
conference,
did
and
they
conference
meet.
and conference.
They had conference rooms next to conference rooms next to conference rooms on top of conference rooms.
And how much the U.S. would have influence on it.
Yeah, a lot. It's not a negative, but it does kind of drag a little bit. Because they do talk so much, because it is like the original. But it's not like they're talking and doing things, they're just really like in boardrooms.
It's a political Godzilla.
And it's just like, it's like watching C-SPAN. It's just like,
with Godzilla in the background.
What am I watching?
And it was funny because all they did was, all right, we're gonna have this conversation here. Let's go to the Prime Minister's room. The Prime Ministers only have a conversation. Everybody else, y'all wait in the waiting conference room.
Now, and that conference, we gotta go to the Godzilla Special Forces room. That's a different building, though. It was interesting. I'm surprisingly, it was not boring. Yeah. As much as like those conferences, it was just boring to look at. But what they were talking about actually kind of made sense, and you're like, all right, I see.
Yeah, I guess like you would do in real life. You get marine biologists on here to come in and go, what is this creature? How we never found this before?
What can you contribute to the overall data we have on this thing? The design is a little off-putting, especially if you're used to seeing, Godzilla from the 70s and from the 80s and 90s. And this one is more monstrous, even though he doesn't really act it. You know what I mean?
He just looks it.
He just looks like he looks very menacing. He does menacing things, but I don't think he goes out of his way to do menacing shit. Like the only time you see him actually like actively engage in fighting the humans is when they do something to him.
Sure.
So I mean, he's not like he just comes and just starts wrecking shit.
He's kind of just walking.
He's just kind of just chilling, and he doesn't really walk that much. He just kind of stands there, frozen, like he's in the middle of the city, like, oh god, what do I do now?
He is the biggest Godzilla to date.
For the most part, the CG on it is good. There's a couple scenes that was a little shoddy, where like when he was moving, it looked a little bit too fake. They still haven't got that CG down right in Japan. Not quite.
But this was definitely the best, considering it's Godzilla. They put so much money into this.
Yeah. Well, the close-ups are good. Mm-hmm. A lot of times there's close-ups and the menace of them. It looks good.
The close-ups are probably better looking because they used animatronics for that. They built like
that's
head.
true.
At first, he's pathetic to look at.
Downright hilarious.
First.
Then you get to his Charmander form. Charmander. And then you get to the final form, which is what you see in the trailers. He kind of just walks.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Godzilla really doesn't do much.
He kind of walks, Japan attacks him, and then you see his most devastating attack in the world.
Yeah, his fire blast was fucking crazy. I don't like that.
The 3 stages to his fire?
Yeah, because it was smoke, fire, and then solid beam that was cutting through things.
And it was cutting through things like butter. Like it was leaving like heated, melted lines across things.
And I liked it because I think it was the original sound of like the 70s Godzilla when he did his blast.
From when I saw it, pictures, I was like, I hate this movie.
Yeah, you were the biggest detractor of all of us. You were really off-put by it.
I was giving this movie F's, so I was like, I'm never gonna see this movie, but I like this movie, so I'll probably give it a B+.
I would give it a solid A. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I was not bored with it at all. It doesn't take away from Godzilla's mythology, and it doesn't. It adds its own separate thing to his mythology because it's its own separate movie because it's its own origin tale, and it's a fresh take on it also. So I'd give it a straight.
That's true. Technically, this is what the third remake of God from for just Japan. This is technically the third remake from the 70s to the 80s and then the 2000 series. So this is technically the fourth one.
This fourth.
And surprisingly, it was pretty fresh. You know the way his tail, shot lasers, spine. He was new, but
He had vents on his back.
Yeah, he had vents on his back. The only thing is just I would give it not quite that perfect score would be the people, because there was so many people I didn't really get a track of who was like, you know what I mean? You were following so many people and they're going so fast. Sometimes I couldn't tell who was doing what or who was I supposed to follow.
That's right, I know the Prime Minister died.
I didn't really know. Yeah, just people died. I didn't even know who they were. And I was like, wait a minute, what the hell happened? And that was pretty much it. Godzilla really didn't do much besides look there, besides be menacing. But it was fine. I still like it was a minimalist approach. But when he did shit, it was epic to all hell. But yeah, just solid B+. I would definitely recommend seeing it. Absolutely.
Go check it out. Enjoy the movie. It's definitely worth it. We all enjoyed it. If you've seen it, let us know what you think about it in the comments down below. If you want to see it, let us know how excited you are to see it. And we'll see you guys next time.